Since 93 Sports, the only place for sports, entertainment, and the most relevant social issues of today. Alright, since 93 Sports, back with another one. Shouts out to the LDBC. And shouts out to the Boxing Voice. You know, they got it right with this one. They did an interview with Eddie Hearn. I believe it was today. I put a link in the description. And it was a pretty good interview. You know, when these guys are interviewing these, promoters and fighters and things of that nature, and they're trying to build a relationship with these guys, it's a little bit of ass kissing that goes in. And it's somewhat understandable. But they did ask him some real questions. They asked him some bullshit questions. But I'm going to touch on a few topics that was interesting to me. They did ask him about the Dillian White situation. They was asking him about the purse and just trying to get some insight on why Deontay Wilder would turn that fight down. Eddie Hearn went on to say that Deontay Wilder was basically saying that he would fight Dillian White if he gets the Anthony Joshua fight guaranteed. So that's smart. Everybody's wondering why won't Deontay Wilder take this good money? You know, Dillian White's a shit fighter. He go over there, beat the shit out of the guy, and get a good payday. But Deontay Wilder wants, more than the money. He's looking in the future. He sees that Dillian White can be a pawn, and that can lead him to an Anthony Joshua fight. And you cannot blame this guy for it. He's being smart, man. It's no longer these dumb fighters, man. They're smarter than that. He's thinking of the business side. And basically Eddie Hearn went on to say that, the $4 million would be the biggest purse that Deontay Wilder has received. And one of the hosts, he checked him on it, and he was like, the Povetkin fight, he was guaranteed $5 million. And Eddie Hearn went on to say, but they didn't fight. He didn't earn that money. And the host checked him again, let him know they went to court, and Deontay Wilder was awarded that money. So his highest purse is $5 million. So we can get that straight. But anyway, I do support him going over to the UK, snatch a bag, rob the bank, knock this guy the fuck out, get some exposure, get some hate, whatever, over there in the UK. And the Anthony Joshua fight will happen down the road. He just got to accept that some of these guys don't want to fight him. He's going to get slack. He's not going to be able to do anything right because these guys, they hate him. We already seen what was going to go down with the Louis Ortiz fight. As soon as the fight was made, they're saying the guy's an old man, and we don't know how old he really is. He's from Cuba. His birth records are probably wrong. And this is the boogeyman that everybody was saying he was ducking. So he's not gonna. We already seen he's not gonna get credit for anything that he does. So he should at this point just say fuck the fans. Knock these motherfuckers out that's talking shit. Go over there, knock Dillian White out, take Big Baby Miller, knock him the fuck out, and just line these guys up and just leave a whole bunch of bodies in his wake, in his path to Anthony Joshua. And eventually the fans will hold Anthony Joshua's feet to the fire. And that's all he can really do. And, he touched on the purse split. He was just real arrogant about everything. He's talking about how Wilder, is only making 10% of what Anthony Joshua makes. So Wilder's making about, $950K to $1 million. That's what or 1.3, 1.5. So I guess they're saying that Anthony Joshua's making $10 million or better per fight. And that is what it is, man. I can't really see a scenario. I just see Eddie Hearn as a snake. You know what I mean? I see the kind of money that Anthony Joshua is generating and the kind of money that he's making. And I see a snake-ass dude that years down the line, Anthony Joshua's it might be a Mike Tyson situation where Anthony Joshua was like, this guy stole from him, and he's gonna see the paperwork and see the fuckery that went on with his career. I do believe Eddie Hearn stole it from this guy. I just don't see him. He tries to act like they family, and the guy's a businessman. I don't think that Anthony Joshua was getting everything that he deserves in the kind of stardom that he supposedly has. I just don't see Eddie Hearn being a stand up guy and making sure this guy's compensated on what he's generating. But that's another topic. And Eddie Hearn went on to say that Wilder's not known outside of Alabama. He could walk through a mall or walk down the street, and outside of Alabama, nobody would know him. Bring Anthony Joshua over here. Nobody knows this guy. If you're not following boxing, you're really not gonna know this guy. Okay? No, everybody, all my homeboys around me that's casual fans and they only come out for the big fights. The only reason why these guys know who Anthony Joshua is because I told them, and they knew who Deontay Wilder was before they even know who Anthony Joshua was. So they think this guy's such a huge star, and he's really not. He's local. Like 50 Cent said. You only. What was the diss line he said to Jadakiss? He said something like, you only popping in New York, dog. Your ass is local. That's what Anthony Joshua is, man. He's only popping in the UK. He's local. He's domestic. And Wilder's domestic too. He's not really known on a world level either. But I bet you more UK guys know Deontay Wilder than US guys know Anthony Joshua. You know why? Because UK guys, a lot more of them follow boxing as opposed to these US guys. Okay, so I bet you a lot more UK fans know who Deontay Wilder is, than US fans know who Anthony Joshua is. And I bet the bank on that. Most definitely. But that's basically my spiel, man. And you can tell, man, just hearing Eddie Hearn talk about Deontay Wilder, you could tell he wants to sign the guy. Okay, he's saying like, oh, like Danny Jacobs, he's a talented guy. He got the charisma, the full package. He should be a bigger star than that. He shouldn't be just talked about when he got a fight coming up. He should be talked about all year long. And it's a different market over here, man. Like, Joshua really doesn't have to promote himself. The UK fans over there, they follow boxing. So it's not like Deontay Wilder's not doing everything he can to promote himself. It's a different market over here. These guys, the US don't support their fighters, man. But I really think behind the scenes, Eddie Hearn's trying to, put propositions to Deontay Wilder, try to, hold the carrot in front of the bunny, the bait or whatever, trying to get Deontay Wilder to sign, similar to what Golden Boy tried to do with Miguel Cotto. They was trying to get these fighters to come over, and the only way they was going to get the Cotto fighters if they, signed a couple fight deal with Golden Boy. So I think Eddie Hearn's trying to pull some shit like that, and Deontay Wilder, he's not going for it, man. These fighters, like I said before, man, they're smarter than that. These are not just guys that's just, getting beat in the head and they're just mindless warriors type guys. These guys are getting more smart on the business side. They're thinking about the future. They're thinking about what's right for them, and they smarter than that, man. You can't just con these fighters like that, all right? So that's my spiel, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified when all my latest content drops, and I'm out.